Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the fascinating and, honestly, pretty urgent reality of agentic AI. Look, we've officially crossed into an era where artificial intelligence isn't just generating text or answering your questions anymore. It's actually taking independent action. And this shift, well, it brings some completely unprecedented threats, but also some incredibly sophisticated new defenses. We're going to map out exactly what's happening on this brand new frontier.
To help us make sense of all this, here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the very first agentic ransomware. Second, the unrestricted AI arms race. Third, AI defending against AI. And fourth, grading jailbreak severity. Let's just jump right in.
Starting with Section 1, the first agentic ransomware. And unfortunately, this new era kicks off with a pretty chilling milestone recently reported by the Register.
So here's the crucial takeaway. We are no longer dealing with human hackers sitting in a dark basement typing out commands. We're now facing what's called agentic ransomware. What that means is we have an entire extortion plot that is orchestrated and executed completely independently by a large language model. The human attackers can literally just sit back, grab a coffee, and let the AI autonomously drive the entire process, from that initial breach all the way to total database destruction. This is the first documented case of an attack pulled off entirely by an LLM.
Let's actually trace the anatomy of this specific attack, which was carried out by a threat actor known as Jade Puffer. The agentic AI moved through multiple steps totally on its own. Step 1, it seamlessly bypassed authentication protocols. Step 2, it injected a JSON Web Token, or JWT, to lock in its foothold. And Step 3, it moved to destroy and encrypt the target databases. The whole shebang happened without a single human guiding it in real time. The AI was literally the agent of chaos here.
And this number brilliantly illustrates the terrifying scale we're talking about, 1,342. That is the staggering number of devices Jade Puffer encrypted using this fully automated LLM-driven attack. Think about it. Because the AI operates at machine speed, it doesn't need to sleep, it doesn't need to manually type code for every single breach. So the scale of the destruction just absolutely skyrockets.
Moving to Section 2, the unrestricted AI arms race. Now, the obvious question you're probably asking is, where on earth are the tools to execute these autonomous attacks coming from? Well, major outlets like Forbes and TechCrunch are reporting on a massive global arms race in open-source cyber capabilities.
Just look at the staggering contrast in scale and focus happening right now around the world. On one hand, you've got GLM 5.2 out of Zhipu AI's Beijing lab. We're talking about a massive 744 billion parameter mixture of experts model that reportedly beats GPT 5.5. Huge scale. Then on the other hand, top researchers in Tokyo just dropped Sakana Fugu. This is a frontier AI designed specifically and explicitly for agentic tasks. Both of these labs are just pushing the absolute limits of autonomous AI.
Now, what's truly fascinating, and maybe a little alarming, is the total lack of boundaries. The reporting shows these international models have immense power, absolutely on par with top-tier Western models like Mythos and Fable. But the real kicker? They are proliferating globally without the risk of export control. Because they're built outside certain jurisdictions and often use open-source distribution, the usual regulatory chokeholds just don't apply. The tech to create an autonomous agent is basically out there for anyone to grab.
Which brings us to Section 3, AI defending against AI. Now, don't panic just yet, because as the offensive sword gets sharper, the defensive shield is getting a whole lot stronger too.
Let's look at how the industry is actually building that robust shield. We're seeing major strategic alliances, like this huge new partnership between Softbank and OpenAI in Japan. Softbank is stepping up as OpenAI's customer zero, meaning they are right on the bleeding edge, proactively using AI to hunt down vulnerabilities before the bad actors can exploit them. They're pioneering what they call patching as a service, literally using AI to automatically fix the holes it finds. Plus, they're part of the Jailbreak initiative, demoing how to use these cyber capabilities positively to build automated defense networks. So it really is AI defending against AI.
And finally, Section 4, grading jailbreak severity. Because alongside those active corporate defenses, we desperately need standardized safety frameworks. The fundamental challenge right now, and the critical question we really have to ask ourselves, is how do we actually measure an AI threat? Think about it. When an LLM goes rogue or a bad actor successfully jailbreaks it to bypass its safety training, how do we quantify the severity of what it can do now?
Well, Anthropic is attempting to answer this with their draft of the Fable Safeguard Framework. They tackle the measurement problem by strictly grading jailbreak severity across 4 really clear levels of escalation. It starts at prohibition for your absolute worst-case doomsday scenarios, and then scales down to high risk, low risk, and finally benign for totally harmless bypasses. It's a highly structured way to triage AI misbehavior.
But here is a surprising twist that definitely requires some critical attention. According to the draft, the Fable safeguard deliberately does not include scams, fraud, or information stealing in its severity grading. Yeah, you heard that right. If an AI gets jailbroken to independently run a massive financial scam or swipe user data, it actually falls completely outside the core grading of this specific escalation framework. It really highlights just how tricky it is to define a true critical AI threat right now.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought to chew on. We've seen Jade Puffer encrypt over 1,000 devices autonomously. We've seen the borderless spread of massive 744 billion parameter models and agent-specific AIs. The real question is, can our structured defensive frameworks, like Anthropic's Fable safeguard and active defenses like Softbank's patching as a service, truly outpace these unrestricted agentic capabilities? The arms race is officially on, and the frontier of cyber threats has permanently shifted. Thanks for joining me for this one. Keep questioning the tech around you, and I'll see you in the next explainer.